welcome to Ireland and the Fly. So after a longer wait than we planned from our last episode of May, we're back with this week's episode, which is a trout one. Mike Keady and myself are joined tonight by Sammy McGowan. A lot of our listeners will know Sammy through his company, the Irish Fly Supplies, and would have met him at various shows down through the years. Based in County Down, Sammy was a young gun back in the days, and he burst onto the competition scene, qualified for Ireland first at the age of 19. He earned his first cap in Loch Leven in Scotland. So Sammy has now gone full time with the Irish Fly Supplies and is going from strength to strength with them. And we talk a lot about that and what he's done with dyeing materials and how important they are, and how sometimes things like this could be lost. It's very interesting. We talk a lot more about where Sammy likes to fish and everything. So it's a really good one. It's a good bit of crack, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. But Mike, so what's your rundown on May?
Yeah, well, I think the mayfly was very good. As you know yourself, it was weird with north winds and east winds and strong winds on days. The fly kept hatching and the fish kept moving, and sometimes they weren't easy to catch, but we've seen a lot of fish move, which was lovely to see. Really exceptional this year from actually seeing fish taking fly. We actually got to do a bit of fishing ourselves at the very start of the mayfly, luckily enough, and we had a couple of good days, and it fished really well once you got a few fly in it.
Dude, we had a great day that day in the Connemara competition, actually.
Yeah,
it was nice.
And it was
really enjoyable.
Like, how many fish did we see move that day? Do you know what I mean?
Wasn't it class?
We must have seen 50 fish rise, do you know what I mean, in the course of the day. So, which is, we haven't seen. Now, at times they were a bit frustrating for time, well, especially, from the Gillian point of view, that, you'd see a lot of fish moving at times and lads would cover them fairly well, in fairness, and, you know what I mean, they weren't getting, and then you get a fish out of the blue, you know what I mean? So, that was a bit strange, but definitely the north, for the winds that was there, it was very, very hard to understand, you know what I mean, the movement of fish, because the fish were still moving well.
Yeah.
As unusual, really, really unusual kind of May and April from the point of view of strong winds and,
Wasn't it, actually?
Yeah.
And it was never really warm, was it?
No. I mean, we had days there at the start of May where it was absolutely freezing.
Yeah, it was.
It was absolutely freezing. You come in at even time and you'd want to be layered up out in the lake. There
was a couple of times I came in, I had to have a shower just to warm up.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was Baltic.
But it's funny, as you say, the hatches were still good.
Still hatches of flying fish rising. That was the thing of it. But yeah, it was a really, I have to say, probably one of the better. Like last year, there was a lot of fly. Probably the biggest hatch of mayfly I ever remember seeing. But then you got that heat wave and you got that kind of weather that kind of didn't really stop it, but it's kind of made the fishing really difficult. Whereas at least, okay, there weren't ideal conditions, but you had wind, overcast conditions, and and in all fairness, now everybody had good fishing, realistically.
Yeah, and also it's what you say as well, and I think it's crucial. If you see fish moving, it makes for a different day, doesn't it?
Oh, sure, it's half the battle, you know what I mean? At least if, especially when you're Gillian, Tom. It's not your fault. No, you can say. But it was really good. It was really good mayfly. I have to say, really good mayfly, and it was nice to see. It was nice to see, and you know what? It was nice to see as well. A lot of smaller fish as well.
Yeah, wasn't it?
Yeah,
a hell of a lot. Yeah,
as well as good fish and good quality fish caught. There was, a lot of small fish moving, a lot of small fish rising. And it's lovely to see in the lake because, you go to parts of the lake where are traditionally kind of nursery areas, and it's nice to see those smaller trout moving there. Yeah, I think that was important, as well to see that, But yeah, I have to say overall it wasn't for the north winds, east winds, and all the rest of it. It fished really well.
Yeah, it was great. It was good. So we can't complain about that. So listen, go back in now and we'll go to the chat with Sammy. I first mentioned to Sammy that he'd fished the Ulsters in Melvin at the weekend, so I asked him how he got on. So Sammy, fair play to you. Thanks for joining us. Fair play to you. So you were on Melvin at the weekend. The Ulsters were on.
Yeah. I was tight enough there, so it was. Fished well on the Friday, but sort of died off on the Saturday. Went flat cam for a couple of hours, as usual on Melvin. It wind changes and it just goes flat cam for a couple of hours, and then wind picks up again, like so. But
Because we had serious wind here, wind and rain Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, so it was
yeah,
very windy all day, I'd say.
yeah, it was. Well, the yeah, just whenever it sort of spins around, you get the hills, bringing
Yeah.
in the shelter and stuff like that. There, we had a couple of fish in the flat cam, like, but
Pulling.
lost them. Pulling boobies, yeah.
Right.
As you do in flat cams.
As you do in flat cam. And tell me, had you good fishing on the practice day?
Yeah, we did, but we made a sort of rookie mistake of going up and fishing for browns and gillaroos way up into the castle and areas like that there, just for something different,
Right.
The main happening was down in the main basin, like so it was. So
With the main happening was for the sauna, was it?
yeah. Well, it was an all Sonicin competition.
Oh right. Oh, so so you just wanted to try a bit something different.
Well, yeah, just to see if there's anything going up around those areas, like so.
Right.
Yeah. The thing is, when they do fish, you get good fish there. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But it's a gamble.
Yeah. Yeah. By the time you get up and then you get down again, you've probably lost a couple of hours, like
Yeah. And was there mayfly on the Tam? Was it mainly mayfly?
Yeah. The mayfly was coming off from the caravan site right down to Ruski. So it was.
All right.
Yeah. Seems to be a smaller mayfly on Melvin, so it does rather than the yarns,
But it doesn't take a lot of mayfly. Well, anytime
No.
I was there before, it doesn't take a lot of mayfly to get them interested. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You find
If
it,
if you get like a sort of offshore breeze, you get them blowing out into the main loch, and then you
Yeah.
can get a frenzy feeding, like so.
Yeah. But they're kind of looking for them then, I find, and Melvin. It's funny, because I remember being up there, oh, geez, a good few years back now, and um, I was up there one Saturday or Sunday with Jackie Mahan, and we had an absolutely unreal day on mayfly up there. It was, geez, we must have had 30 fish, like up to a pound and a half, I'd say.
Brilliant.
And unbelievable. I went up there the following Saturday. We had a Connacht on the Sunday.
Uh-huh.
I fished about a half a day. I got nothing, and it was like a different place. On Sunday, I went out there. Well, I got a few small fish and whatever bits and pieces, but I went out the Sunday in the competition. This is not one word of a lie. At 2 o'clock, I had not risen a fish.
Wild.
Not risen a fish, and I came in with 5 and won it.
Cheapers.
From Ruski down to the schoolhouse, that area there, big long drift going down along there, and fish just came on for a while, and I think I got 5. I think the lad with me got 2 and he qualified. And there wasn't a whole lot caught on the day, but it was just just seemed to switch on,
Yeah, you get wee pods, switching on, and then they get into a frenzy and the competition against each other and stuff like that. There,
yeah,
so
sort of that.
Yeah, you even get like 2 or 3 on a cast, as well. Like, or good wee trick that we have learned is if somebody rises a fish, cast over beside it, and then you'll rise a fish too.
Yeah, because they're there in groups. They're there in groups.
Yeah.
Do you think is there as many fish in it as people were saying there a couple of years ago that they didn't think there was as many fish in it as?
Yeah, well, I don't really know. I mean, there's times I've been out on it, like I'm really right out in the middle, and you see like shoals of them coming up and starting to feed and everything, and then they just disappear. There seems to be an awful lot of rodding perch and stuff into it, and I don't know whether that's affected the feeding habits or whatever, but it's just one of those things. Seems to be fishing declining everywhere, like and
yeah, I think the coarse fish. Yeah, in fairness, I think mask is the same. People say I think the fish are there. Like they're there in this, in the spring you'll get plenty of fish on the shallows and all, but in the summer on the Daphne, I think the fish are there, but I don't think there's as much Daphne there. I think there is competition from coarse fish,
Yeah. But the average size of mask seems to have went down as well,
Oh, definitely it has.
You
Yeah,
get the
definitely.
big fish, like so.
Yeah, I mean, you see there in the World Cup is a good benchmark always. You know what I mean? And you'll see these 0.9 fish now. You know what I mean? Where I suppose a pound a quarter would have been the average maybe 10 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely has.
Definitely.
The Daphnia feeders are going on the Earn now as well. Like there seems to be a new thing about going out and fishing for them.
Have you done that? Have you tried that, Sammy?
I had done it years ago, like, but I hadn't done it since. But a couple of friends of mine had done it last year, like, and had 22 fish in a day and stuff like that,
And they're bigger fish too, aren't they, Sammy? They're bigger than the Melvins.
Oh, yeah, you're talking maybe anything up to £1.75 and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, sometimes I wonder, like, should do are we missing a trick on other lakes by not trying it more?
Exactly, yeah.
I mean,
the Daphnia fishing is hard to beat when you get it good. In fairness, like it is class fishing,
Oh yeah, it is.
But it's getting it good anymore is the problem.
Yeah, it's sticking with it as well. You could be drifting for miles, like, and
that's the trick anymore.
That catches a lot of people sticking out. Yeah. Come here, Sammy. Going to ask you. So you fish the Ulster, but do you bother? You fish the Ulsters the last day, but come here. Do you bother with the Irish team at all these days now, or anything?
Well, I hadn't for a while there, and I've been trying to get back onto it, but I'm not that excess.
When did you get your first cap?
When I was 19.
Yeah, you were a young gun.
Yeah,
19. When was that? 2019. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. It was 1989.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And it was in Loch Leven.
Oh God, what was that like?
Oh, that was a time whenever they had the algae on it.
Yeah.
And like the algae was sitting on it maybe about an inch thick.
And had rainbows that time in it?
No, browns.
Yeah. I did stock up with rainbows for a while, didn't they?
It's 2000. I fished an international on it in 2002. And for the whole week I didn't catch a brown on it. It was all rainbows.
Yeah.
So I think it was around the turn of the 2000s they put it in.
Yeah.
But they hadn't done it when you were there.
No, they hadn't. No.
And what was it fishing like? Well, it sounds great with the algae.
Oh, you were casting out and you had to wait for your high D to cut through the algae. Probably took about 10 seconds to cut through, and there was a line left as was going through it. Yeah, it was desperate, like.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah. I always remember one of the times we were at, I think it was Milady's Island or whatever on it. And it was me and Seamus Kelly. I think it was our first cap each. And of course, we had been in the pub that night.
As you do.
He was only 16, I'd say. So
Yeah. We had overindulged and we were drifting down the sides of Milady's Island.
Yeah.
And out walked a pink flamingo.
Come here. Had you actually stopped drinking?
I didn't know what to do. I had to say to Seamus, I had to check with Seamus to make sure it was there. Oh dear, I thought I was getting a DT, so there. Oh God. But apparently it had escaped from a zoo or something, so it had. So a big pink flamingo at the side of the lake.
That was 3, so.
Yeah, the flamingo was the only one that ever got back to the zoo, though.
That's right. Oh dear. So, but there you go.
Come here. How did you get on in that? How did that one go for you?
I actually won the top Irish Rod.
Oh, did you? Good man.
Yeah. So that was good. I had 2 fish. So I had. So
on the high D.
On the high D, yeah. On a wee dung-killed with a green fluorescent tail. Yeah. Size 14 or something like that. There it was.
Oh wow.
So, but probably about 18
foot. It's all
down,
sinking lines and stuff. Well, all the time, but we fished an evening there years ago, Tom. Do you remember we were?
We went up to Druness, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was the same kind of thing. It was kind of like snatchers and cormorants, but it was on.
Do you remember
DI7s? I think.
Do you remember actually, Mike? Your man. This was gas, Sammy. The guy told us. He says we were on an evening session. He says when you arrive, the sun will still be up. He says go on a DI7. Do you remember this, Mike? And he says as the sun goes down, keep coming up.
Right.
And he says, by the time sun is down, you'll be on a floater.
Jeepers.
And it actually, it went that way.
Yeah.
At the end, we were on sink tips and floaters, but we were catching on die sevens first off with, as you were saying, and snatchers.
Yeah, just what was it? Must have been following the buzzer hatch coming up.
Yeah, it must have been.
It must be, yeah, because like you were fishing that kind of stuff. It was kind of snatchers and little crunchers and cormorants and stuff. I remember, and fishing them on the DI7, like catching fishing them in the start of the evening. Yeah,
wild, yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, it's a nice lake though. It's a lovely lake in fairness.
It is. Like, yeah.
So after leaving, where did you get to then?
Oh God, I think it was Limbranic.
All right.
In Wales or whatever. So yeah. That's a long time ago now.
Hard to remember. I know.
I know. It's tough.
Yeah. So.
But you had a good run of them back then, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I was nearly in it every year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it was at the time whenever if you finished in the top 4, you qualified for the next
year. You rolled over. Yeah.
So, but
did you do any of the team ones then as well? Did you ever do the Benson Hedges, or were they still on the go?
Oh yeah, I used to do the Benson Hedges.
Yeah.
But we always came second.
Why? What team were you on?
We were on Mavilla.
All right, Mavilla. And you came second to Drumore, was it?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Every year, always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yeah.
So.
And where used they be, Sammy?
Where, sorry?
Were used they be on Lough Erne, was it?
It would be on Loch Melvin and Erne, so it was.
Yeah.
It was both places, like, so.
Because they were a fairly big deal at the time, weren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they were the one to do, like, so they were, yeah. Oh, they were great, like, so, but never actually got across.
Oh, yeah. You always congratulated the Drumore boys.
Always come, yeah. There you go. So, yeah.
And I was going to say to you then, like, when you started fishing above, was it mainly rainbows you were doing, or what? Where did you cut your teeth?
Well, no, so Mavilla was the team that I fished for, and that was from our school. And we used to go on school trips and stuff like that, mostly to Loch Melvin.
All right.
And then once a year we went to Kylemore Abbey.
Right.
For sea trout and salmon and stuff. Unbelievable, like, at that age doing that sort of stuff. And then from that, then we started the Mavilla angling team.
Right.
And entered the competitions and fish like that. So it was some of the pupils and some of the teachers and that. So
that's class.
Yeah. So it's still friendly with a whole lot of them now, like,
Yeah.
So.
Geez, that was really good on the part of the school to do things and to bring you down. And to bring you down to Kylemore as well. That was great.
Oh, yeah, it was brilliant. Went for a week, like, it was
class. You fished the big lake in Kylemore, was it?
Yeah. Off them, and then we went down and fished the river at night.
Yeah.
So, it was phenomenal, like.
Good fishing then too, I'd say,
Yeah. Caught a couple of bats on the river at night as well. That was...
Yeah, I've done that. It's the first time you do it, you don't know what's happening.
Yeah,
you try to cast
on the weir in Galway years ago. I'd be fishing at leaving time. I used to live in town for years, and I could walk to the salmon weir from where I lived, and before I moved out to my Cullen, and like that, you'd be fishing it'd be getting dark, and then. Next thing you definitely whack a bat or hook a bat. You'd be flying around the bridge all the time.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
The first time it happened to me, I was nighttime buzzer fishing, and I was waving around. I was going, "What the hell is wrong?" Because the line was going right up in the air, and I was going, "Jesus, yeah." And then, I actually had to unhook him, and that wasn't great. But
no,
it wasn't great. No. Yeah.
Why? Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Sammy, you've got back into the flight supplies fairly in a big way.
Oh yeah. I was made redundant after furlough, so now it's my full-time job. Plus, I'm a carer for my wife. She had a a brain aneurysm there about 10 years ago, and
That's right.
she's mentally disabled. So it is actually worked quite well. So I can do both from home, So
Fair
yeah,
play to you. Fair play to you. Yeah, I know that's really great what you're doing.
So
yeah, so you did a little bit of the Irish fly, with the Irish fly supplies. You were just dabbling a bit in it first off, yeah.
Well, I've been over 30 years. I've been doing it. Yeah. I used to whenever I was in the Irish team, I used to dye my own colours, and then of course all the older guys wanted to get into it, and they were wanting me to dye stuff for them. So I was starting to dye that, and then that's how I got a few of the original Irish colours,
Yeah.
with all the oil guys, and they're wanting their black clarets and their sooty olives and their fiery browns and stuff like that there. But it's colours and patterns now that you never see. You've lost the trace of them, the original colours and stuff like that there. You just can't get them, So
yeah.
It's a tradition I think we need to look after, and
well, it's an art really at the end of the day that it's, that's getting lost really, isn't it? Because because I said like we'd be friendly with Jackie there, Jackie Mahan, like, and Jackie is, he's big into the dyeing and that, you know what I mean? And I think you have to be very a bit like yourself. You have to be very focused on that. You know what I mean? It's not everyone that can do it. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit of an art, really.
Okay, it is a bit of an art, and it definitely does make a difference. There's times.
I was just going to say that you mentioned one of your colors there, the black claret. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, nobody could ever tell me that having a good claret doesn't make a difference, because it does. It really does.
Yeah. It's one of my pet hates, so it is at the minute. You see all these clarets that a whole lot of guys are producing, and they're purple.
Yeah, they're not clarets.
They're that purple side off the
spectrum.
Off the spectrum. Yeah.
You see, and that's not really the base of it. And sometimes when you really notice it, if they ever fade a bit, and the purple comes up more, and you're kind of going, no, that's not what you want.
No. Well, it's no. I sort of base it on that. Anytime you're getting flies hatching, they start pumping hemoglobin through their bodies. Whenever you look up through the surface film, and they're transparent and against the sunlight, the blood red starts showing through as they're hatching, and the fish get locked onto that color. It's an easy meal for them.
Yeah.
So then, so that's why I think, the claret works so well, and the blood red, and why purple just won't ever match up to it,
Yeah, because it doesn't.
It doesn't, no.
It's not a kind of a natural color. I don't know. It's not a natural kind of color.
It's not.
Purple. You don't see it at even you say there with sedges, in the mask there in the summer, you look at them sometimes, and sometimes they vary a bit. They vary between that kind of a really black clarity color to a kind of a dirty sooty color. Do you know what I mean? There are times as well. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So you kind of, that's why I suppose those colors work as well. And
an awful lot. I mean, an awful lot of the materials today, they are opaque. The light doesn't shine through them. So if you're a fish and you're looking at a fly or whatever, it's just a silhouette if you're looking up at it. But if you've got transparent materials like the old seal fur and stuff like that there, the light goes through it and it actually glows, so those colors transferred, to the fish. There's no sense looking at a fish or a fly and getting reflective color. It's transparent color. You want to hold it up to the light and see what the fish sees, and that's when the colors and everything, make the difference. So
like the old golden olives and that.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You get that vibrancy in them,
there's a whole lot of people using squirrel and stuff like this here, and squirrel is opaque. You can't see through it. So all you're getting is reflective light off it. You're not actually getting translucent. So when it makes a difference, don't know, but that's my theory behind it.
But come here. Now, I was wondering about this. Do you get asked much, like, are as many people aware of that now as maybe they were in the past, that they want materials like that, or are they just honed in on a color, regardless of whether it's opaque or translucent?
You know what? I'm never really asked.
Right.
That's the problem. People are just seem to go with what they want, and they ask you, but they don't ask your advice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So until you're out in the boat with somebody and then they can actually see the flies working,
Yeah.
and you say to them, "Oh, I'm getting it on a claret fly," and then they say, "Oh, is this?" And it's not claret here. Use one of
Yeah.
these.
Yeah.
And then they start catching fish on it, and then
Mm.
that's whenever they realize, so.
Yeah, yeah. See, there's
Yeah.
such a variation of stuff anymore too. Like it's gone mind-boggling really at the end of the day, and fritzes and this and that and UV
Yeah,
fritzes
yeah,
and
yeah.
I mean you see an awful lot more of it coming into traditional patterns as well, you know.
Oh yeah, the blue UV
Yeah.
materials and stuff like that seem to be making a big difference.
Yeah.
Why? I
Mm.
don't know, but like
Mm.
Loch Melvin and Iron and Mask and stuff like that there,
Yeah.
they seem to be really going well at it, and the boobies and stuff for
I
the
was just going to say that other material that's going into flies, the foam stuff.
yeah.
Did you ever think you'd see the day? Huh?
Kylemore's just turned in his grave.
Well, I'll tell you about
Maybe.
Kingsmore. I was out in Duloc with Mike the year before last, right?
Uh,
And in the morning we were catching on silver patterns, but in the afternoon they whacked onto the claret booby, right? Just
uh-huh.
whacked on. We were both getting them on it, and I turned to Mike and said, "No, this is wrong, wrong, wrong." I said, "No, it's wrong. You can fish on." And I got a size 8 claret bumble, right? And I
Uh-huh.
ginked it up, and I said to Mike, I said, "Ginked up, it's going to work the exact same as a booby." So after Mike went a further 3 sea trout ahead of me,
Going along changing his mind.
I took it off, put on the claret booby. I said, "Sorry, Kingsman Moore.
There you
Sorry
go.
about this."
Yeah.
As I said to Tom when we started fishing the first days, it's like this makes an absolute kind of the way you'd be tying a fly and you'd want to try and tie it as nice as you could and get a lovely little head in it, right?
Yeah, I
See,
know.
and then I said like you put these bloody things on with two big foam eyes. I said,
Oh, I know.
that makes a mockery of flight time, really, to be honest with
It's
you, at the end of
desperate.
the day.
Yeah. Oh,
So much for your small neat heads.
it's desperate. Like, I'll tell you even worse than that. Like, see the Canis hatches here. We're going now. There's rainbows and browns in our local lake and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the trout going for the supping on the Canis and stuff like that.
Mm.
You can try wee dry flies at them, stuff, get limited success and things like that. Get a big orange blob. Throw it about 2 feet in front of it and strip it like a bugger. And you'll get them horsing after it like and wolfing it. Oh, it's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Well,
just soaking up in their vision there, like just to take that aggression out on it, like, and they will cleaned up and fish on it, like.
and that's the thing, where we go to Orkney and we haven't experienced really heavy Canis catches, just the weather, you need kind of the weather right for it, but they get massive Canis hatches there. And but the answer is put white muddler head lure on.
Yeah, what's gas?
We'll try an
we-
orange blob the next time.
Forget the Orkneys. I'm going to try the orange blob here.
I tell you, it works. It's unbelievable.
Yes, I don't know what these lads here. They see your fly line in the air and they take off. So
That's
I
true,
they're going to
actually.
handle. I don't know how they're going to handle an orange
Blob. Yeah, it'd be something else.
Yeah.
So come here. I actually wanted to ask you there, Sammy, because now you're involved with taking in the stuff and everything for the business. Is it harder to get some of the stuff in now? Because, like, for example, it's very hard to get a golden pheasant skin now and things like that. Is that the case? Or
Yeah, I mean, what's actually happened is that the Chinese government have stopped the export of any bird skins with feathers on them.
right?
So first of all, we've seen it in the Chinese capes. Then we've seen it in the golden pheasant skins. And now you can't get golden pheasant heads, with the crest and everything on it.
Right.
So it's only just loose feathers that you can get, and that's it. So yeah, it is. It's all gone to pot, like, so it has.
So that's kind of awkward for you. So like you can only get packets of feathers now, is it?
Yeah, well, I can get kilogram bags of all these feathers and
Right.
stuff like that, but you can't get heads to select, or you can't get skins, but the
And
feathers.
was this on account of the avian bird flu, was it, or what?
I think
Or
it
what's the
probably
reason?
was. They haven't really made it clear, So, but they just can't seem to get them, and then they put their foot down. There's people being prosecuted and put into jail and everything for it,
All right.
Yeah, it's serious, yeah.
Oh wow, yeah. So it's there's no way around this.
In China this year, not here,
Yeah, yeah.
So,
right.
And you think, is that driving, like we were saying about the materials, is that kind of driving it more, like we'll say the seals fur of old?
seals fur, you're not just allowed to steal in it at all.
Yeah. So like, you have substitutes that have come in there then, and then you also have the fritzes and that, and I suppose that's all driven from not being able to get the
getting
products anymore. Yeah.
Well,
but the only thing with the Dublin, I'd say, there are some synthetic Dublins that are translucent.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, with the one thing I'd say, probably of all of them, the seals fur is probably, the substitutes are quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do a glass stubbing.
Yeah.
And it's really good, and it's, transparent and stuff like that there as well, So good for wet flies and stuff like that,
Yeah.
So,
but like you were talking about all the materials as well, Mike, there's another thing. The amount of dubbings out there at the moment, God.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but there's everything now, isn't it? Like even variations of hare's ear, there's squirrel, as you said, beaver, you name it. It's kind of like kangaroo or something. Do you know what I mean? There's just every kind of imaginable kind of. I don't know, really. It's just it's the market is flooded with doubles, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. I know. And does it really all make all that much difference, do you think?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like unless there's something that
it's
has a
a bit, I
unique
suppose
quality
like,
for a specific fly or something, or type of fly.
Yeah, well, it's a bit like what Sammy was saying earlier, Mike. There's certain patterns that say, like with the claret, where you need the color, but you also need the translucency, as you say, holding it up to the light.
Yeah.
But then, we can all fall down rabbit holes that it's got to be X, Y, and Z. And sometimes, as you said, you put 2 foam eyes on it and pull it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah, you do wonder. I don't know. I don't know. It's very hard. I find it very hard to get into my own head with the booby. And look, they're effective and they're good, and we all use them. And probably some of us have probably been using them a bit longer than others. but like, I don't know if the pattern. I'm not sold that the pattern matters that much on a booby.
Right. Yeah.
Funny, I am.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I am. And the dressing of my claret, let's say the claret dabbler booby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am. I have to be a certain way. And it's probably I'm just not as confident in it.
Yeah.
Like I like to put a hackle through the fritz. Why do you want to do that? But I think it makes a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have started fishing them tying with say a standard claret dabbler, maybe putting a few legs in it and booby eyes on it.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I'd go back to that fly in the morning and still have confidence in catching fish on it. You know what I mean? And whether you have ones with a bit of UV fritz in them or tags or whatever, I don't know if it makes a huge difference, I think. Do you know what I mean? But that's me. I suppose, a mayfly, like, again, I think a mayfly pattern tied as a booby, I wouldn't be too hung up on patterns. I think, on it. I just see such every fly as a variation of a booby now. I don't know really if it's
everyone.
Makes a lot of difference.
I haven't done well on a mayfly booby at all. I don't know if you have.
Have you the right one?
Yeah. But you say it doesn't matter, Mike.
Yeah. No, we have a yellow mayfly booby, and it's just is what it sounds like, and it is deadly, like too.
Yeah. I find the yellow mayfly booby as well. Like, do you know
Yeah,
what I mean? And I find that it does work. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
well, yeah, I find it of the two, like I like the claret booby. I've had way more success fishing the claret one than I have the mayfly. I've caught on the mayfly one, but it wouldn't be my go-to at all. It'd be well down the pecking order. It's gas.
Yeah. See, I always like fishing muddlers too as well. I always think that
I
give you
prefer
the sort of stuff.
I prefer muddler in the mayfly time.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
That's interesting. Interesting.
We've done well the last couple of years on muddlers in the mayfly here.
Yeah, I have actually.
Yeah. The last 2 years we've had, I'd say, probably more fish than anything on muddler mayflies.
On muddlers, yeah. In fact,
Well,
it'd be my go-to before the booby, definitely.
Yeah.
So, yeah, come here. Another thing I was going to ask you. We used to see a lot of the shows, Sammy. Do you still do the shows, or?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do a few of them. Yeah. So, just it's a hell of a lot of work.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah,
they really are.
Yeah, more for me because I don't have stuff packed.
Right.
You know, all my stuff sitting in bulk.
Okay.
It's because of my diet and stuff like that. It's a hell. You know, you have to weigh it, pack it, label it, everything else, and by the time there's orders coming in, you just don't have time to do it. You know, so maybe about 2 or 3 months before it, I have to start packing stuff and getting it ready, and then getting it up on the stands and stuff like that.
The stocking boards and everything.
Yeah.
Well, it's a fair bit of work.
Oh yeah, it's all right for these.
There's a lot of work and materials, like for a show. There is,
Well, there is if you dye it all yourself.
Yeah.
You know, if you're buying it in and you're just putting it up onto a shelf, that's okay. But with me, I dye everything, so.
The only thing is, I will say, and I've got some great colors from you before, by being at a show and being able to see it. We know it, like we're all the same. You know, you cannot see on a laptop screen or a phone screen what the exact color is of something if you're ordering online.
Exactly.
You did some lovely. We used to use remember the claret sedgehogs, Mike, for the Orkneys.
Yeah. Oh, claret deer hair.
Yeah, you lovely claret deer hair. Really nice. That one worked well. It was a nice claret again.
Do you know that deer? Do you know that deer hair comes from?
Where?
The Guinness estate.
Does it? No.
My friend shoots the deer in the Guinness estate, and then
you did the skins.
Cures the skins for me. Yeah. So.
No.
It's all Sika deer hair. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you find a difference now in deer hairs? Just as a question.
Well, everybody seems to like roe, but I like a Sika deer hair. I think it's nice. And if you're taking it from, specific parts of the hide, it's you can get whatever you want. You can get fine stuff down around the legs, and then you can get lighter stuff from the underbelly. And then if you want really black, spiky stuff, you take it from the ridge back and stuff, So.
Yeah.
And it's just if people say to me, I want this for this particular application, then you can say, I just cut up a whole skin, put it into 3-inch packs, and then dye it, so.
Right.
Yeah, no, I often wondered, like, do people have is there a preference? Like, say if you were spinning a hair for muddler heads, like, is a Sika belly hair better than a fallow or whatever, or do you know what I mean? Or
I've never tried fallow now, but I would always use Sika or roe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I know in Orkney it's nearly all roe that they use for the sedgehogs, but maybe that's just like we don't have roe hair in Ireland, so maybe they're just a very common deer there. I don't know. So
exactly, yeah.
Well, isn't it probably the shade of it as well, isn't it? Probably.
The natural, like on the male in the winter coat, there's a lot of kind of very dark hair, like along the back. So yeah.
But every skin's different. Like, you can get really dark ones, you can get light ones, you can get
age probably the animal as well probably has an effect.
Yeah. So
there's a huge amount of variations, isn't there, when you actually think about it, like of how the quality of a natural skin kind of like, or be it a bird or a deer or whatever.
It's even hard for me to sell because I'll maybe put a patch up of a deer hair, and then somebody will say to me, well, that's not the same as the photograph, and I'm like, well, there's maybe 200 or 300 patches is going to come off that skin. Everyone's not going to be exactly the same, you know. So,
yeah. And you read like down the side of the deer is going to be lighter than the back of the hair, the back hair on them, and such and so forth, That's the thing about it, So there is a huge,
It's not manufactured, it's natural, you know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and even
you've got to expect that.
There's so many variations, even the age we were saying everything, you know what I mean? And you've took on some hackles recently, did you, or capes and
yes, I took on whiting,
yeah.
Lucky enough to get a dealership from them, so
So you've got the dealership now for whiting.
Yeah, I have.
Excellent.
Yeah. So there's another couple of people in Northern Ireland have them as well, like, you know. So, but I'm just starting off getting some of the things through, trying some of the more specialized sort of stuff as well. So we'll see how that goes.
That's good. Will you be dyeing a few of them yourself, or will you bother?
Yes, but it's a bit complicated because as any company, if somebody's messing about with your stuff, the guarantees and stuff like that from will not. So I have to be careful and say that it's an after sales service. So you have to buy the cape first. Then if you wanted a color, I'll dye it for you.
All right.
But the whiting warranty and stuff like that won't come with that cape after I dye it, but I'll give a warranty with it, you know.
Yeah.
So. So it's just to keep it straight, like, you know, you don't want anybody messing about with your stuff, like. So
Well, that's a great service, because I mean, you know what I mean.
Do
that, like, nobody.
I know.
You know what I mean. It's hard to get anything dyed anymore, and not long get it dyed right is twice as hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As I said to you, it is a thing that has become, you know what I mean, very niche, really. Like, there's very few people anymore really dying, you know.
I know, yeah.
More going out of it than getting into it, like, you know. Whereas years ago, like, you were kind of like back in the day, really. I suppose we were spoiled for choice.
Yeah, you had Lawrence Finney and you had Rod Ty,
Rod Ty,
these guys, like, you know. So
before that, Seamus Malarkey, Mayo Flycraft.
Yeah.
Right.
And Rogan's as well, and then there was a guy from Mullingar as well. Can't remember his name.
Or it was David Rice was doing material.
David Rice. Yeah.
We were spoiled for choice and we didn't realize it. You know, back
then. I know.
You know, we were really like spoiled for choice. You know what I mean? And but yeah, it has become very, you know, and it is, as I said to you, like Tom was saying there, like I have one of your black claret capes. I say it was a Mets back in the day. You know what I mean? And like, in fairness, you'd even open the drawer there now and you'd know the cape straight away. Do you know what I mean? You'd know the difference, you know?
No.
Yeah, you would,
Aye. Oh, well.
So come here. You got to
Melvin. For a lot of trout and Loch Basket days.
It did. And will in the future as well, Mike. It still will. Come here. So you got to Melvin this year. Have you been anywhere else, or where's your trout lake of choice? Where do you like to go to?
Oh, that's a bit confrontational.
Wait till I get my helmet.
I'm sitting back from the laptop as we speak.
I love fishing Loch Neagh.
Right. Great.
I really love fishing it, but can't do it at the minute, like, you know. So
that's right. You can't. The fishing, recreational angling is stopped on it at the moment, is it?
Stopped that at the moment, yeah. So the angling club and there's a co-op and stuff like that there are in talks about it, like, you know. So
but would you be hopeful that there'll be a breakthrough?
Oh, hopefully, yeah. It's just phenomenal, unbelievable. Such an untapped place, you know, and you're in places there where maybe have never seen a fly in their life, like, you know, and it's like fishing Lough Melvin, but you're turning fish 2.5, 3 pounds averaging, stuff like that, you know, and in the day out you're getting 1, 4 or 5 pound, you know.
You've
heard about it a few years ago, and we talked about going there, but we actually didn't get to go there. But we heard there maybe 5, 6 years ago that, you know, it was fishing, but then as I said to you, like never really came on anybody's radar, you know?
No, no. And it's so massive, like, you're
Yeah.
even me looking at it, and I'm thinking, oh, I'll go to that island, and then you're looking. I mean, I think
It's miles away.
17 miles wide and
Yeah. Yeah.
26 miles long,
Yeah.
How many acres is it in? Like, what's Carb? 44? 44,000?
Carb is 44,000 acres.
I wouldn't have a clue what
Yeah, I don't know.
Lough is like.
Well, it's a lot bigger anyway.
It's a lot bigger.
Oh,
It's
massive.
way, way bigger.
But the average depth is 20 feet.
Yeah, it's not very
Right.
deep. And
No.
come here, when you were fishing it, I'm presuming it wasn't during the big algal blooms. Is the water clear?
Oh, the water's gin clear. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it has zebra mussel. I mean, years ago we used to fish it, and you would put your hand into the water and you couldn't see in your hand,
Right.
and that was the whole year around.
Yeah.
But now the zebra mussels get into it, and it's gin clear. I mean, you can maybe see 15, 20 foot down in it, but it's just because it's so clear. Then, whenever it gets into the warmth of the summer and stuff, then that's when you get these big algae blooms.
Algal blooms.
Yeah,
Right.
because the heat.
The light penetrates.
it.
The light penetrates down, and then
Yeah.
it promotes the growth and huge growth. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So
For the record, lads, according to Mr. Google, it's 96,640 acres.
Right. Okay. So it's more than double the size of Carb.
More than double the size of that Carb for anybody who's ever been on that Carb. 148 square miles. It's 19 miles long and 9 miles wide.
Oh, there you go.
Fucking hell.
There you
Good
go.
row in the day.
Oh yeah, tell you. And I tell you, see whenever you get a wee.
I was just going to say, let's say if you were on the south end and a north wind gets up, the wave must be huge.
Yeah, you can't.
You wouldn't be out in it, I'd say. Yeah, it'd be like
you have to go to the leeward shore. So yeah.
But if the leeward shore is 17 miles away,
you have to drive around it. It is. It's just a big square. There's no shelter on it or anything like. Yeah.
Are there a couple of
islands or that? Like,
yeah.
There's only a couple of islands, and they're around the
south
and style. Yeah, but they're not. It's nothing to talk about. Like,
right.
Yeah.
It's all what you have to actually do is go out with a depth finder on, and all your features are under the water.
Right.
So you're maybe it's like sandbanks, and there's
ledges and drop offs.
You're fishing these ledges and stuff, so you can go out and maybe drift 4 or 5 miles, and you're only in 10 to 20 foot of water, and you can hit a fish anywhere in that drift.
Wow. And come here, are there any fly hatches on it, or what fly hatches are on it?
There used to. I mean, the fly hatches on it used to be really, really prolific, like, but now. I don't really know, to tell you the truth, because haven't really had a full season on it. There is talk that there's mayfly on it,
right? Yeah.
So over on the western shore, like so, but buzzers and stuff like that. There, I think there's stacks on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had heard there was buzzer on it, but
yeah,
like we hadn't been there. And what would you normally fish in, Sammy? Just pulling dabblers and wet flies and
you're going to say boobies.
Boobies.
For God's sake.
The country ruined, so they have
these snakes, you name it, everything on it. Yeah.
Booby snakes.
Boobies and snakes and everything. Yeah, DI5s, DI7s.
Yeah,
everything like It's just such a new fishery, you don't you just have to experiment on it, like, so
yeah,
that's what's so beautiful about it, like,
right.
Hopefully there's a bit of common sense, a bit of reconciliation there, you know what I mean? Even for the local anglers, you know what I mean, itself, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's different from everywhere else because the co-op, they own the fishing rights to it. But it's the commercial rights they own, so it would be the likes of, like, us going into Ballynahinch Castle and somewhere like that there and saying, oh, I want to fish here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the sort of
like. That would last of all of 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
And is that the only commercial fishery for trout, for brown trout? I don't know of any others.
No, there's not. No.
There's one in Athlone still, in Lough Leven.
Is there?
So, yeah, there's
Oh,
yeah, there is. Yeah, I don't think it's practice. There's still I don't. There's still there are still licensed to draft net in Lough Leven.
All right.
I seen brown trout for sale in the market in Galway there a couple of years ago, and I
Yeah.
actually asked the lad there that was doing these. There's a fish stall there. I forget what they're called, and he says they were from Loch Neagh.
Yeah, there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
so they
we'd see
were,
them. I'd see them here. That fish fan comes into Ballinrobe as well. It's a
Mm-hmm.
mobile fish fan, goes all around the west coast of Ireland, and they would have fresh wild brown trout for sale. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
yeah.
they're Dollahan or
yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever,
That's, I mean, some of some of the rivers at the end of the season, some of the trout that they're getting up. I
Yeah.
mean,
Do you bother fishing the rivers? Actually, do you fish for the Dollahan, Sammy?
I don't really, to tell you the truth. No, because I'm too busy fishing the lakes.
Right.
You know, yeah. So, but I mean, well into double figures.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so. All right.
And would you fish any of the competitions? We'll say this year, the World Cup or anything, or
Oh yes, definitely the World Cup.
yeah.
So we had the pleasure of being in the boat a couple of years ago, Sammy.
That's right. Yeah,
We did.
yeah. Never
We
caught
set-
me anything.
We set the world alight.
Did you beat him, Sammy?
No, he was gillying me. He never
Oh,
caught
he was
me
good,
anything.
yeah.
Mike, you can bring a horse to water.
Oh, Sammy, you're never going to live this one down now.
I know. I was
Well,
really going to curse there, but I better not. I was either in 2 feet of water or 50 feet of water, so you make up your own mind.
The start of every drift, Sammy, I said, this is a great spot.
Yeah. Yep. If I remember, it was a flat cam that day. Anyway, wasn't it? It was. I lost one at the end. And that was
you did, yeah. It was a tross, and that would have got you through, actually. Yeah.
Would have, yeah. It's been tough the last couple of years, so it has.
Yeah, it can be an unforgiving place at times. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
It's been hard fishing.
Yeah.
But you normally go down. You make a weekend out of that, don't you?
Oh yeah. We go down on the Wednesday or whatever, and maybe go and fish Corrib and then back over as well. We've been known to have a couple of pints, but not too many.
No, you'd be very sensible about that.
See, Pink Flamingo.
It's just as well as a radio thing, because I was a Mickey Gilroy's on Saturday night and lost my front tooth. It's not a good night until you lose your tooth.
I'm afraid to do this, but I'm going to ask: how did you lose your front tooth?
He doesn't remember.
I have it on a plate, so it was getting to that night or time of the night whenever I was on the Guinnesses, so I had to take it out, and it disappeared.
And there's been no sign of it yet.
Lads, I tell you one thing.
Joe Gilroy found it the next morning. I had to get it sent up from Garrison today. It's happened a couple of times. So
DHL couriers.
Bit of a boxy one goes straight. I don't know. I just don't know. Sammy, what we normally do is anybody that's been on the show to recount their most memorable fish for us.
So
I know you've had a bit of time to think about this, Sam, so there's no excuse.
Yep. I think my most memorable one was whenever I first returned to the Fish the Ulsters. I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago, and it was on Loch Melvin. I had never, ever caught a ferox. And it was coming up by 5 o'clock. And I was fishing over the Sunken Islands, Maguire's.
Mm-hmm.
And this fish come up. It was 6.5 pound ferox. And straight into it. And I thought, oh, brilliant. So brought it in and everything and got it, looked at it, beautiful big fish. But the rules of the competition were sonic and only. So, although it never won me the competition, which it definitely would have,
Mm-hmm.
By a mile.
it was lovely putting it back.
Oh yeah. They're a rare fish on
Oh
Melbourne.
yeah,
Like to get
yeah,
a fish
yeah.
that size, like it's a once in a lifetime fish, really. You know.
Oh, it is. Yeah, yeah.
Did you
But it
get a
was,
pic of it?
eh?
Did you get a picture of it?
I did. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
I did. So, but it was the nicer thing about catching it was putting it back. If it had been any other sort of competition, you probably would have had to kill it.
Yeah.
And just nice. It was nice catching it and putting it back, like. So
Yeah, it was good in that one. You weren't allowed to, and you were just as happy that you weren't.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. It was a win-win.
Yep, win-win all around. Yeah, excellent. Well, listen, Sammy, it's been absolutely great catching up with you. Fair play to you. We might put a link to the Irish Fly Supplies. We'll put a link up on any of the social media that we have. That if anybody wants to have a look at what you're doing, or the new whiting stuff and everything that you have in stock, we'll put that up. But no, great to catch up with you, and there's a fair play to you, and tight lines for the rest of the season.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thanks a million, Sammy. Our thanks to Sammy for joining us on the show. Don't forget to rate, review, and follow Ireland on the Fly on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Plus, you can keep up to date on Facebook, Instagram, or IrelandOnTheFly.com about the people and places of fly fishing in Ireland.